All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in the studio, joined by Iron Circle, Randy Angston with the Iron Circle shirt on. What's up, buddy?
Walked in today. How we doing? I walked in today and I laughed. I was like, I'm not going to wear a polo today. I'm going to go with one of our Iron Circle shirts. And then I saw you walk in. I was like, does he have the same damn shirt on?
No,
but he didn't. He's got a variation.
Yes.
Of the Iron Circle shirts.
Iron Circle shirts are the best. Listen, guys, our Grow Summit, we have the website is up, fitprogrowsummit.com. You're not going to want to miss this. This is our annual summit. Business growth is the main topic for the entire event. We've got some great speakers. And right now, our tickets are on sale. Use code WORM for 25% off those tickets. They are as low as they'll ever be. Mm-hmm. Worm as in early bird gets the worm, right? We're starting ticket sales off super early this year. They're going to sell out months before this event. So if you're listening to this and you have interest in, learning more, go to fitprogrowsummit.com. And as of right now, I've worked out a deal with the W Hotel, which is in the heartbeat of downtown Scottsdale. This is where everybody comes to when they visit this area. They got to be downtown, and it's 60% off the room rates right now.
That's huge.
And this is not a giant hotel, guys. So this is kind of a boutique hotel, and so they have limited rooms. But you'll get the code after you register for the Fit Pro Grow Summit, and then you'll be able to grab one of those rooms and be right in the action.
In the mix, staying on location. That's going to be great.
Yep, exactly. All right, so this episode, guys, this is the $1 million model. I mean, we have episodes dating back, several hundred episodes ago talking about why $1 million. I think $1 million is a big milestone in the fitness industry, in the training gym space. Especially when, the average gym's, 180, 250 a year. If you can do $1 million revenue out of one location, that's pretty big.
Yeah, it's an extremely respectable number. And I think it goes beyond even this industry. I think that there's something about that 7-figure mark that means something to us. And so to be able to do something like that, like you said, in a single facility is something to be celebrated.
Yeah, and I'm going to share our exact model here, our pricing structure, our member count, and you're going to be able to see exactly how to get to $1 million with just 200 members.
There you go.
That's the kicker in this whole thing. Is like, hey, I don't have 500 members. You don't need 500 members. You need a really high quality, higher ticket end offer. Semi-private training is what we do. And you just need a couple hundred members and doing it the right way. So I'm going to share all of this with you guys here on this episode.
Let's break it down.
So buckle up, kids. All right. So about 18 months ago, we switched our pricing frequency to weekly. And it was probably one of the best things we've ever done, right? So it's a lot easier to sell weekly chunks distilled down into smaller numbers than it is, say, monthly, right? Mm-hmm. And it just kind of makes sense. Does it make more sense to sell something for, $50 a week or $212 a month? It's just, there's something about the numbers being bite-sized that people can understand. And I was having a conversation with our Iron Circle members yesterday, Sean Seitz. I was like, it's funny because when we were doing, work in Australia, these guys were doing weekly payments, and we kind of like, what are you guys doing?
That was almost 4 years ago we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, they had this nailed, years ago, well before this kind of idea came over here. And I was like, our frequency in training is twice a week, 3 times a week. Doesn't it make sense to bill weekly? Mm-hmm. Hey, it's twice a week for X a week. It makes so much sense, right? And so that's kind of how we restructured our frequency. We restructured our weekly payment plans, because in the past we were doing like 8, 12 sessions a month. And then what happens when that 5th week hits, and now you got to try to bill your clients. And a lot of times we ate it. We just ate it. We didn't feel like rocking the boat. They didn't know that they were doing 9 sessions instead of 8. So we fixed all of this. In fact, we did a State of the Union about a month ago, and we're rolling out all of these changes, and we're fixing every problem that we've ever had in the gym all at one time. Yeah, January 1st. So let's break down the numbers. In this gym, we run only semi-private training, and we run 6 clients to 1 coach as the ratio. We have 2 coaches on the floor. We have 12 stations, 12 racks, and one coach is training the north half, and the other one's training the south half. They both have 6, and we have a software that runs the whole thing as far as programming goes. We'll get into it in another episode that we developed, but basically that's the model, the foundation of capacity for those 2 hours, right? We have 3 options for frequency. We have twice a week training, 3 times a week training, and unlimited training. Okay. Those 3 plans are open-ended, meaning there's no term whatsoever. You don't have to commit for a year. And then we have 1 annual unlimited. So when you commit for a year, we're going to give you a better rate.
Yep.
Okay. So the rate structure for what we do at twice a week, open-ended, is $99 a week. Okay. For 3 times a week, it's $119 a week. And for unlimited, it's $129 a week. If you commit today, Mrs. Johnson, and you want to stay here and be here for a year, we're going to give you unlimited training for $99 a week.
Boom.
Unlimited training for $99 a week. So it makes it look really good. Oh my gosh, if I just commit for a year, I get the twice a week rate for unlimited training. That's amazing,
Absolutely.
Right? And that's what we sell the most of. Okay, so if we know that $99 a week is our lowest rate, no matter what you do, you could either do the open for twice a week training for $99, or you can do the annual for $99 unlimited training. Sure. So that's the lowest. Okay, if you do the math and you said, okay, 200 members at $99 a week,
which is worst case scenario, hypothetically, right?
Worst case scenario. You're going to, in just membership revenue, guys, you're going to generate $1,029,600. $1,029,600. 200 members on the lowest rate of $99 a week. Okay. So right off the jump, you've got $1 million in reoccurring revenue. I guess $85,800 a month in reoccurring revenue. That's not including enrollment fees. It's not including nutrition coaching. It's not including supplement sales or retail or transformation programs. So this is your monthly reoccurring revenue is a run rate of over $1 million, and you only have 200 members. So all of a sudden, I think some light bulbs are probably going off in the car right now. Oh my gosh, we should probably raise our rates, or wait a minute, we don't offer semi-private training. Maybe we should offer semi-private training. And that's what we do in our coaching program, guys. This is something we do really, really well, is help gyms transition from large group into semi-private, or even one-on-one down to semi-private.
Yeah. Or even just do this and do it better, right? Like understand the math, understand how to take your gym and turn it into something that is paying you or creating what it should be for what you desire out of it, not just here's the business, this is what I'm fortunate to have type of thing. This is creating the business, to support essentially the lifestyle, the desires, all of this, without it having to be astronomical. This is as basic and easy to understand as it gets, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking about having to do 5 different things to create $1 million in revenue. It's one
service category.
Exactly.
Yep, one service category. Now, a couple things to note here. We do our billings on weekly, right? So we decided, I looked at the calendar, next year on Sunday, if we do our billing on Sundays, there's going to be 5 months that you catch that extra payment in those months. So for 5 months next year, you're going to generate $99,000 a month. And the rest of the months will be $79,200 for an average of $85,800 a month. So if you go back to a couple episodes ago and you say how to do payroll the right way, we recommend doing twice a month pay periods, not every Friday, not every other week, but either the 1st and the 15th or the 15th and the last day of the month. You have a fixed payroll expense. And so when you catch those weeks those months that have that 5th week in it, you're not having an extra payroll fall in there, but you're catching an extra payment. And so now it's just almost like a bonus.
Yeah,
right?
we figured out it was like something like a $40,000. It was like a whole month's worth of revenue you were making up. I think it was
exactly.
with that example that we used. So this is the stuff I love. We nerd out on the numbers. We definitely geek out on data. Guys, this is what we do in our coaching program. Like, this is the discovery aspect. We're going to get in here and figure out the numbers for you, where you're at and where you desire to be. And then we start making changes like Tim just laid out here. It's not. This isn't fun. It's not sexy. It's not, oh, look at this new ad campaign or this new sales funnel or this new front end off. This is the stuff your business is built upon.
Well,
like all the rest
really
of that
sexy
stuff. Exactly. Like, because this is the foundation. This is the stuff that makes it all work, right? Like, once this is figured out, then you get to take shots. Then you get to go figure other things out.
Yeah.
But this is the lifeblood of the business. That's why we're so big on the EFT model. That's why we're so big on doing some of, I don't know, I don't want to say the simple things well, but doing, creating the foundation and the system that your business is built upon instead of just winging it. This is a really clear example of how to go and create $1 million in revenue.
And what's nice about this, folks, is the fitness, the industry, the fitness business has two major things going for them. Number one, you can establish a fixed based operating expenses that once you cap is all profit, meaning if you set your business up right, that your expenses are going to be the same in and out of every month. The rent could be the same. You could even put your electricity on that equalizer plan. If you do your twice a week pay period or twice a month pay periods where that's fixed, your rent's fixed, everything's fixed. I guess the only thing that could go up and down might be marketing spend, which is understandable. But now, if you can overcome your base operating expenses with your monthly reoccurring revenue, we've said this a million times, the clarity becomes astronomical. You're very clear on your business. Now you're not coming from behind every month.
Yeah.
You're not trying to have to make sales this month in order to cover the base operating expenses. That's the one great thing. The other great thing is the reoccurring model. You sell once and you just keep these clients happy. They're continuing to pay you month after month. For the people that are out there selling paid in fulls all the time, trying to get the money now, you're throwing away one of the best things about this business, which is the reoccurring model of it. And so,
and there's so many sides to that conversation, but I'm glad you kind of mentioned it there, because while on paper, sure, it's like, you absolutely could end up at the end of the year with the same situation, right? Mm-hmm. But the stress, the management, the extra work that it goes into budget, manage those funds coming in, make sure that you're taken care of all year, and while you're serving that client, that headache is a hell of a lot worse.
The highs and lows.
Oh my God. Yeah. The stress of every month having to resell or make up the gap or even break even to cover your bills and things like that. That is nobody wants to live paycheck to paycheck. Why are you designing a business that way?
Exactly. Now let's get into this 200 member cap. We designed the business to have a cap on purpose where, hey, once we hit the 200 or we're there, you're on a waiting list. We can't sign you up. And the question becomes like this came up in our State of the Union address to our clientele, is like, Tim, well, what happens when you hit 200 or we're at 190? We were at 193 that night. So It's like, we're there, 7, right? Yeah. What happens? You're not going to take any more members. And really the kicker here is that we now reduce our marketing expenses because we don't need to continue to market to bring people in all the time. We get that loyalty factor because people don't want to lose their place in the gym, and it reduces our freezes because our freezes are one of the major things, at least in the state of Arizona, in this area where it gets 115 degrees for 2 months straight. People leave town and they put their accounts on freeze, and I understand why they do that. But if they leave, we have some built-in freeze policies that are capped. So if they go over that, they have to start paying again. Mm-hmm. And it's all very clear. It's very transparent. Yeah. There's no smoke and mirrors here. They know this going in. The agreements are signed. They know exactly what this membership looks like. And when they agree to it, we're now fixed all the problems that we've ever had, and we have $1 million run rate, and that's the minimum, by the way. The 99, this number is based on 99, which is our lowest rate. So there's people that are in the 129s. And so that just goes up from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, no, this mythical 7-figure business isn't really that difficult if you just get the numbers right. You get into the little bit higher price points. I mean, it's very difficult to do at a $99 a month gym.
Correct.
Large group training. And then you're trying to sell these $5,000 high ends all the time. And it's just, this is the freaking clearest, most steady, stable business in the fitness industry is this model right here.
I love it. Being in the room that night was cool too for your State of the Union. And I liked the fact that the question was asked, right? It was, Tim, when you hit 200, how do you make more money? was how she asked it.
Yeah.
And it was, oh no, we have that figured out. We're good. Like we are good at that number. And here's why. And you broke it down and like everybody in that room was like, okay. And then not only that, but then there was at 200 members, we're only at 80% capacity, which means you're getting attention beyond our minimums, right? Like we're making sure that we've padded the added attention that we want for you.
Yep.
And so again, even something that could come across a clientele base like revenue based or money focused or all of those things was positioned and presented to them in a way that was their benefit.
Correct.
And it was truthful, transparent, honest.
Yeah.
Why run a bit like this is exactly how business owners should be operating their business.
Sure.
Clear on numbers, clear on what it's paying them back, clear on why
capacity.
the decisions are made. And then being able to, translate that to your clientele base. It's you're fighting a mission together. You got their buy-in. You're gonna retain them more because they feel like you care about them, and they're not just a number, even though they're one of 200.
Yep.
Right. And so,
well, with 200 members, we can focus a lot of our clients, right? And with that 80% capacity, really the kicker was, hey, we're not maxed out every hour, so we can move people around if they wanted to move around. So there's a lot of noise going on in the background. We have construction going on, the remodel. So hopefully this helps you guys, and you understand, like, hey, look, it doesn't take 1,000 members to get to $1 million.
Yeah.
It takes 200 members or even less. I mean, honestly, it will be less because there are going to be some people above 99, right? And so enjoy that. Go take that and win with it. Hopefully we hear about more $1 million gyms popping up because that's a really good feeling. And guess what? If you're a ProFit client and you're $1 million gym, we have an award for you.
Yes.
It's a giant WWF belt. We're going to be giving these out at the Growth Summit, so stay tuned for that. It's really exciting. We've got three levels, and we'll explain that maybe on a new episode coming up. So that's it for this show, guys. Until next time, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye. All right, and thank you for listening to that episode of the Built to Grow podcast, where we help gym owners win. Now, do you want to connect with me and other gym owners online? All you need to do is join our private Facebook group, Business Talk with Fitness Professionals. Just head on over to Facebook and type in Business Talk with Fitness Professionals, and when you do, we're going to give you our 10 marketing strategies 7-figure gym owners use to win. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, keep building something great.